Stream is gonna be about the incident on the live streams ago, like hours ago when I first made this live stream. Pretty much, pretty much it was a live stream for paintball, pretty much in Rec Room with a friend, and I'm gonna talk about it and stuff, and I'm gonna send this video directly to people who I am talking to right now to pretty much like help me get into better shape right now. So, where the context, pretty much what happened is, um, I'm not gonna go into detail, but pretty much, um, I was in paintball with my friend, private, and pretty much I did a joke. It was a mistake on my end. I did not mean to hurt my friend in any shape or way, and pretty much, argued, pretty much, and pretty much during the live stream, I was getting freaking messages from this one dude, and like I said, I'm not going into detail, but I'm just gonna say that life is something that not everybody is gonna understand, nor will we all will understand about life. But one thing that we do know about life is unfair, and we don't know what will bring us. And and planning beforehand is something that a lot of people do, and it's a good thing because you know you planned it out. You made sure that nothing would probably go wrong, and if your plan do go wrong, then you try plan B. And the incident that I had is something that obviously wasn't planned for obvious reasons. But more importantly, there wasn't a lot of thinking. Not only do you have to plan and stuff and get it done, but as you initially start the plan, you still have to think about plan B or whatnot. And in this scenario, there was no plan, but there was not a lot of thinking. And I want to say this. I'm not the guy to be a friend of anybody, rather than to be a support of somebody. I might say friend here and there, and that's because everybody see these people as my friends. As in, I see these people as people who are nice and generous and kind, naive, or scared sometimes, even like me. But pretty much, pretty much, it's annoying how in this scenario it was three people mainly going at it, and one person was targeted the most. Now, let's say randomly you find somebody, alright? And you find somebody and like alive or whatnot, and pretty much, you know, you're just sitting there and you're just think to yourself, you know, what is actually going on? Because you you don't know what's actually going on. Like, you're just sitting there and it's your first time ever seeing this person. And pretty much the person is not acting like himself, always around his friends. You're just seeing someone doing something that could hurt somebody pretty much on accident or on purpose. Oh, like act on instinct. Because that person, when they play with their friends, the one thing that they're used to is trolling. You might think to yourself, well, like, is that one of these people? No. But think about it. The other person, they don't know. Or they probably do know, but the other person never really experienced much of trolling or even joking. So, pretty much, that person that trolled the other guy that you defend, I hurt that person by accident. Now, you start digging and start thinking, what should I do? What should I say? You don't act on impulse and say, ah, this guy's a deuce. This guy's a jerk. This guy is pretty much a scumbag for what he's doing. You can't do that because you gotta stop and think. Okay, he's just trolling and pretty much arguing. And I guess he hurt this guy by accident. Going on, you hear that this person is laughing about what just happened and all that. And you're like, wow, he must be trying to, you know, laugh off the situation to maybe ease his mind and maybe try to get it over with. And then the person goes silent for a second. Well, he's thinking now of an apology, maybe. But instead, you act on impulse and stuff. Because the person that's laughing off about the situation that just happened, literally, is done with it already. And you act on impulse for no reason. And you just go on and literally say, you know, unmute him and just talk to him and stuff like that. When you don't even know how the other person feel or how that person feel about just simply saying, oh, I'm sorry. In life, when you apologize to someone, you don't just say, oh, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? It's not as simple as that. You can't just go up to somebody after doing something so rude and so disrespectful and just say, oh, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? You have to go up into that person's face and say, I'm sorry for doing this, doing that, and for your and if I can have anything for your forgiveness, pretty much you say what you're gonna do. Like, spend more time with them, or make time when you get time. But time is valuable, and you cannot waste that. And I'd be willing to waste my own time just to spend with somebody that I hurt accidentally. You can't just do that the person because maybe the person is not ready yet, and he don't know already that he's forgiven. Because in many times, in many situations, I'm talking many situations, somebody as sharp as me would think to clearly give the other person space for a good minute or so. Pretty much, I'm talking about my incident with my friend, Gustavo. And I hurt him by accident. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you my original plan. After the argument, I would laugh it off. You know, pretty much showing that I was done with it and stuff. And just saying my apology which was not even gonna be simple as of like, oh, I'm sorry and stuff, like I said. After saying that, I was gonna cancel the thing with my friends, which I already did. And pretty much, now I'm here. What this person said and pretty much made me remember is unforgettable. Saying so many things that was remembering me of my past and made me remember so much horrible stuff. Yeah, he might not know that, but I did say that as soon as I apologized to my friend. What he did was so unforgettable to the point that my anger slipped out of me and I kind of caused a little bit of pain in my hand, which I kind of hit the wall. Like, I hit the wall many times and stuff. But I made sure that I didn't really, injure myself or whatnot. But all I gotta say is this. If you're gonna act onto trying to help a friendship stay stable, only act if somebody is doing something wrong. What I was doing was not wrong whatsoever. This person wouldn't even think for a second about what I was doing. I don't think he ever been through the situation, nor have you ever seen it happen on YouTube. I have a sharp mind, and I've gone through so many arguments before. I was talking many. Many of my friends do not just simply sorry. They don't want a sorry after an argument. They want to spend more time to make it up for the argument. And to sit there and just say, unmute him and just say sorry and stuff. Or freaking my bad, and all that. You have to literally, after you say I'm sorry or my bad, say what you did and tell them exactly what you meant, or tell them parts of your points of your argument, exactly what they actually mean. How I was telling Gustavo, literally, you're getting mad at you're getting mad at me over nothing, which is pretty much what reason why he even got mad at me for the first place was because he said that I just did it without even thinking or so, which is something that I should have done. But the thing is that many people know as soon as you get used to something, you're used to it. You don't know what other people are going to think of it. Like, you just don't know. I didn't test it to see if he, wants to start trolling me and stuff. I didn't even test that. Why? Because, like, it's Gustavo. I just wanted to do, I just wanted to do a joke with him. Pretty much laugh it off. He say, don't hit me. I dare myself to hit him, so I did. But you have to understand that there's many paths and many ways of going at something, but the way how this guy went at it was the most ridiculous way that he could ever go at a argument. Saying that I'm a douche, a scumbag, an idiot, and all that, just because of a simple mistake that he kept doing and I had just caused. As y'all all know it, this whole conversation was basically I caused an effect. And there was three outcomes that happened. The cause of the whole entire event, of the first conversation, pretty much was me hitting my friend. And after the end, which is the effect, my friend was mad at me. The cause of the second conversation that could have been ended a short while was this dude just saying something that ticked me off, which after the end, the effect was me of an outburst. And the cause of the outburst was when I got done saying my apology and that my anger slipped out, and pretty much the effect was I had head trauma. I had head trauma, and pretty much I suffered through a mental breakdown because he caused me so much pain because I remembered my past so well. It was like if I remembered everything from my past. And what's so bad about the past anyway? Why? What caused? What is the cause of this whole entire mental breakdown of this memory, or this whole entire thing? And what was the effect afterwards? Well, if y'all want a story on that, then I'll give it to you here. It started way back, 5th grade. Two of my teachers was good, but except for one, my English teacher. She was pretty much a horrible teacher, but in the eyes of the parents, even my parents. She one of the nicest teachers. And it's like she won't reveal her real self towards the parents. Maybe knowing that they could actually take action on her. Students complained about her. Students did all of that, but barely did nothing. Students even took actions to their own hands and put their own hands on the teacher, how I did. Was it a good choice? But in the end, I pulled through. This teacher had brought so much pain to me, which caused depression for me for the first time, because she looked down upon me. She was mentally breaking me down. Saying that I'm a failure in life, all because I was joking around and stuff. And when I would literally say this stuff to my people, like my family and stuff, they wouldn't believe me because of how different she was when she was talking to my people, my family. So I had to live with that pain for a year. Well, not pretty much a year, but pretty much the whole school year, whatnot. That was it. And then after school year was over, I went on to go and change my ways pretty much and have a different personality. And no one other than this one person who had passed away days ago, who I will never forget, gave me so many paths and so many ways to go down in life, who showed me that. And I thank him for it. And he wasn't the only person that did that for me. My godmom, aka my kindergarten teacher, and my uncle who passed. Two of them passed. But we'll talk about Dante in a bit. Which is yes. My friend name is Dante. Dante Sims. One of the greatest friends I've ever had and the best. And like in a good while. So, he helped me see and seek a different future and whatnot. And pretty much 6th grade came and he was there. We didn't get to talk much like in school, but out of school we used to talk a lot out of school. And then the one thing I'll never forget and I'll never get used to is how every morning he would call me. Like I was talking every morning. Like I used to wake up at like 4 o'clock to get this dude call and then go back to sleep 2 hours later to wake up. Dante, they doing the randomest things, but yet so darn calm. And dude was so darn nice to people. He wasn't naive like me. The only reason why I consider Dante as one of my greatest friends is not because I known him for like 6 years or so. Even though I do know him for that long, actually. But it was the fact that Dante is like one of the people that like sticks around with you and he actually shows you and make like a lot of time for you, like how I do. I would never make time for people, but then I changed that. I make time for people and stuff. One thing that I like doing like a lot now is support people. Why? Because it feels good. You support somebody's success, it feels good. Sixth grade was the worst year for me. And you know how hard it was just to keep it a secret from my family, like my grandma and everybody else? I had my mouth closed. And I still have my mouth closed. Because every time I try to tell it to somebody that's a part of my family, they don't seem to believe me not one bit. And I just want to get it like out of my head and over with because it's just I'm sick and tired of just having to think about, you know, if the boys was alive right now, we would be talking by now. We would be gaming. I would be playing Siege, Warframe, freaking Apex, or any other game. We would be growing up, having kids, and actually living together, and have our kids be friends and all that. But no, some of them died of an accident or of suicide, and and knowing that these people have died was heartbreaking. Okay, but I had one good person on my side who would literally be there for me to cheer me up, and that was Dante. Dante was there for me when I was hurting the most. He will call me like every hour or so, or when we be on the game, he would make sure not to say anything to offend me or so, or not to just make me mad, because he knew exactly what would happen. And it was hard to freaking stand all the things that I've seen in school about like my friends and whatnot. The first time I ever seen one of my friends actually in life dead was a friend of mine. It's called Brandon. I was walking from school pretty much, and it was, and pretty much I was walking from school like to go home and stuff, and there was this weird thing, like there was this weird scent I smelled, and I followed the smell into a forest, and it was weird because no one don't go into these forests. I thought, and I go inside, and what I saw still scares me to this day. Was my friend was one of my friend Brandon just lying there on the ground, just dead, face decaying and everything. I was devastated, of course. I tried to tell people at the school that that there was a literal dead body in the damn forest, but as you all know it, no one believed it. I thought it was just fantasy. And I hope in life that I can just talk about the problems. And seventh grade, that's when I had the idea of just switching schools because most of my other friends kept dying. Dante already been switched schools as soon Cause um like a month before we got to take the Georgia milestone, we he literally switched schools because he had to go and he had to go and pretty much visit some of his good people in a state far away from here where I live. And pretty much he uh, went over there for the summer, didn't come back, but went to his grandma's place, which was in a different state than the one he went to, and pretty much went to school there. And then coronavirus came, and after a while of the coronavirus, the worst thing is this, is that during during a shopping spree, it's going to the store or whatnot, five guys came inside the store and shot it up. My friend was the only one who died, but it hurts me to know that my friend, he didn't die immediately. He got shot plenty of times and was rushed to the hospital. He goes to the hospital and stayed there for a month. And as he was there, um, pretty much he was just there sitting in bed, and he would call me and whatnot, like every day, like how he used to. So, and then, you know, it was fun hearing him, how he was just joking around about the doctors or the nurse or some of his family members are just running in there, just, you know, just tripping over and stuff, just seeing a boy. I was so happy about that. And then when I had news that he died, it was devastating. Dante was really a precious friend to me, because we was like brothers pretty much, and I didn't want to lose him, but you know, we lose everybody at some point. But what pissed me off wasn't the fact that he died. What pissed me off was the fact that he died of murder, pretty much, and not a natural cause, like sickness or age or whatever. No. He died by the lead and the gun in the hands of somebody who wanted to shoot up a store just for free loot. The world we call home is a crisis. And I mean Earth. Whatever have started this whole entire ordeal is just it's just dumb. Like there's and it's and here's my thing. People are panicking about getting the COVID and scared about getting the COVID, but yet y'all guys are in groups raiding and stuff. Like they have face masks and stuff, but they wasn't really good enough because like they still like, cause I don't know who these people were or whatnot, but these are the worst, like the worst people at they're really bad at robbing and stuff, and I'm sorry, but they just I just can't. They go inside and like their face masks don't even cover like their mouth, but they just cover their nose. So I don't know. But but the whole entire accident had caused some serious troubles and some serious matter on my behalf. And the guy who literally started this whole entire thing and made it all worse was called the Red Platinum. And if you're watching this live, man, just know you are the worst person I've ever met. But let me just end this of some advice. When inside an argument or whatnot of two people, the person that you probably want to look at is the one who started the whole thing, pretty much, and see what he's doing. Now, like I said, laughing and stuff, pretty much done with that. Trying to, then you just make the ordeal worse, making him look bad and stuff, making him look like he's the one that is causing a freaking, making him look like he's just causing the worst thing to happen. But you're not thinking it clearly if you're just on one side, like how he was. Like, you have to think about two sides of this whole entire argument. What the first side wants, and what's going on the first side, and what his side of the story, and what's happening, what's going on with this guy's side of the story, like what happened his side of the story. You can't just look at one person's side of the story because somebody caused it. You have to literally dig deep into the whole entire thing and see what actually happened. And not only did he not did that, but simply twisted some of my words and literally made everything worse or whatnot on me and him. And let me just say that not only did he do that, but the reason why I just hate this person so much is because he started something and ruined my opportunity to keep playing normally with a friend. Like, he just ruined that badly for me. How? Because I had him muted for much longer than I initially wanted to mute him for. Like, I was supposed to only have him muted for about 5 to 7 minutes. 3 minutes of me just laughing it off. 2 minutes of me thinking. 2 minutes of me apologizing. And then the rest of the time is just me, explaining to him what I meant in some points of the argument. and that was it. But instead, this guy made me seem like a freaking coward in a way, and pretty much a jackass. And and it's just stupid that that just happened. I am not blaming my friend for what happened, nor I ever will, and I'll blame myself. But the one thing that this person is not going to say is that I was the one to just keep on babbling about everything when I wasn't even babbling. I was just making points and points across, trying to get to you the fact that what what was I doing and stuff, and why I said this or why you should not get like why I should do this or that and all that. Like it's stuff that you have to look into. When I was literally talking to this guy, I wasn't even thinking straight because like I didn't even want to freaking talk to this guy. I just wanted to just get it over with and get it
The
done with.
system to fall into chaos.
Like that's why my initial plan. And I'm still mad that that whole entire thing had happened. But pretty much, if you're gonna join inside an argument and make sure that what's done is done and something good happens, make sure to only act if you see it coming. Don't just sit there and think all of that. But I'm done.